of our very first building, 124 Alfred. I've been fortunate to be part of the team that has been able to call City Modern one of my projects since that great day. It has been a journey for everyone at Bedrock and our partners to bring this mixed-use, mixed-income development to what you see today. 450 residences, 20 newly constructed buildings, 3 historic homes, green space, retail, dining, and so much more. It is very hot out here, so I will try to keep this brief. There are a lot of people to thank and acknowledge on a project of this magnitude. I'm surely going to miss a few, but I would be remiss if I didn't give it a try. To that end, no one knows better about the trials and tribulations of 8+ years of construction than the neighbors of a construction project. I would like to say a huge thank you to our neighbors at Presbyterian Villages, Brush Park Manor, who have taken it in stride and been a wonderful neighbors. An unverified fact, but City Modern may hold the City of Detroit record for the most community meetings and engagements, with over 85 community meetings completed. This would not be possible without the thankless work of the Brush Park CDC, led by Mona Ross Gardner. A huge thank you to Mona, Mike Essien, and Cliff Brown, who have been part of the CDC since the beginning of this project. To our partners at the City of Detroit, the Mayor's Office, and City Council President Sheffield and her team, as well as the administration, thank you. A special shout out to Kamani Jeffries, Marcel Todd, and Keith Hutchings for their relentless commitment to this project. Additionally, the Historic District Commission has provided ongoing support throughout the project as we dealt with the pandemic, supply chain issues, and many other challenges that arise through the normal course of a business and a project of this size. In 2016, City Modern won the Grand Prize Charter Award by the Congress for New Urbanism. The project was praised for its sophistication of streets, elevations, and urban composition. This accolade recognized City Modern's excellence in integrating walkability, historic preservation, and mixed-use urban design. This would not have been possible without a stellar design team, which was assembled under the leadership of Melissa Dittmer, who I believe is here today. In total, we had 6 different architectural firms who contributed to this project. Studio Dwell out of Chicago completed the design work for the townhomes. Merge Architects out of Boston, who completed the carriage home designs, as well as the newest Bedrock buildings just up the street. Loha Architects out of Los Angeles, California, who completed the 4 interior buildings. Macintosh Porras out of Birmingham, who designed the stories at 265 Alfred. Christian Hertian Architects, who did the design work for the 3 historic homes on Alfred Street. And last but not least, Detroit's own Hamilton Anderson, who executed on the design of this building, 440 Alfred Street, as well as 124 Alfred Street, and all of the landscape design work in the project. All of the unsexy work of figuring out of how to make a site like this function, including a significant stormwater retention system, was handled by Giffels Webster, Mike Marks, and his team. To Todd Saxey and his dedicated team, who started with us in 2016 at 124 Alfred, and have worked steadily to complete all 9 of Bedrock's buildings. Thank you. To our partners at Hunter Pasture Homes, building 105 for-sale homes is not a small order. Randy and Seth have been great partners tackling the many challenges we faced. I would like to thank them for their dedication and tenacity in seeing this through. To the Bedrock teams that have called this project their own for so many years, there are nearly 20 different teams across our organization, and every one of those teams has been involved in this project in a material way. They truly are the secret sauce in making Bedrock projects so unique and special. A special shout out to Gabrielle Lewis, Joe Orlick, Rich Landry, Alyssa Fellebaum, Emily Melcher, Andrew Bodley, Chase Duffy, Spencer Golden Sims, and Ashley McCullough. A big thank you as well to our leadership team for your guidance, support, and trust. Lastly, I would like to thank the Gilbert family and the entire Rocket organization. This is a team effort, and if it were not for your contributions and support, none of this would be possible. It is a privilege to be able to work on these projects on behalf of all of you. And now, it's my privilege to introduce the Honorable Mike Dougen, Mayor of the City of Detroit.
All right, well, congratulations, Jonathan. And this has been a long time coming. Almost 30 years ago, I chaired the stadium authority that built Comerica Park and Ford Field. And as we were building it in the 90s, we said, Brush Park is going to be the next boom area with the stadiums next door. Then the economy turned down and nothing happened. Then I got a job at the other end of the street, running the Detroit Medical Center. And from 2004 to 2012, the medical center boomed from 11,000 to 14,000 employees. And I said, Brush Park is going to take off. And the Great Recession hit, and it never did. It took Dan Gilbert and Bedrock stepping forward with a vision. And when they started out doing this, the smartest thing they did was sit with Mona Ross Gardner. And we took a position from the beginning. We were not going to displace the Brush Park CDC and the people who had stayed through the tough years. They were going to have input in the design and the look and the way that it rolled out. Mona gave people a fair amount of challenges, and she made the project better. She made the neighborhood better. And here's why it's so important. In Detroit now, we're adding 7,000 people a year. That's been the last 2 years. We're leading Michigan. But what that means is when you add 7,000 people a year, you got to add 3,500 housing units a year, or you're displacing people. And we have been very fortunate to be able to do that. But just think about this. This one site added 452 housing units. It's been an enormous positive for the city as a whole. A big part of the reason you don't see tent cities in this town is because of what Bedrock has done and what so many others have done, including my partners on Detroit City Council that have supported this every step of the way. So now the 20 buildings, the 450 units are done. People are moving in. They've been moving at a pretty rapid rate all along. And today we're celebrating the completion of a neighborhood that embraced the neighbors who were here and built to their vision. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who made it possible.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm pleased to welcome the president of the Brush Park Community Development Corporation, Mona Ross Gardner.
Thank you so much for having me here. I want to thank you, Mayor Dougen, for inviting our community to take part in this project. I was born in Brush Park in the 50s, so you know I'm pretty old here. And there's been a lot of changes. The neighborhood was totally dilapidated. The neighborhood was split apart, and when I met the mayor and his team, they actually asked me to sit on the selection committee. And there were a lot of people competing for this RFP for Brush Park. And Bedrock was my choice, along with the rest of the group. You guys have really showed up and showed out. Our community is so proud to be a part of this, as we are now all family. I wish the rest of our board members were here. We've had several board members throughout the years that have come and gone. We've had community members that have come and gone, but they come back. And everyone that has partaked in this has been very proud to be a part of it, and so have I. And I just want to thank everyone for everything that you've done. I know that this was a serious team effort. a lot of people played parts in this, great parts, and this is now a one-man show. And I just want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart and from our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mona. We're so glad you were able to join us today. Finally, I'd like to invite owner and managing partner of Lenya Restaurant, Tarun Kajipa. Maybe I was close there.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tarun Kajipa. I am a co-founder and principal of Paquette Partners, which is a small-scale real estate development and hospitality company here in Detroit, as well as the owner of Lenya, a restaurant, which is actually in this building on the ground floor at the corner here. Hopefully you all have been, and if you haven't, would love to have you. When we first envisioned the concept for Lenya, there were really three things that were important to us when we were looking for a location. It was being able to contribute to building community, supporting walkability and density in the city, and being part of a center of gravity in Detroit. And as we thought about it, the decision really became clear to choose Brush Park. This neighborhood offers all three of those things in abundance. There were, from our standpoint, just such a cool mix of architecture here. We're honoring the historic architecture of the city, as well as seeing all of this new modern design that creates a very walkable and dense neighborhood. And we really felt like this was a pretty cool model for growth for the city, how thoughtful planning and collaboration can really create vibrancy and community within the city. We were actually remarking in the room just now that the photo that you will see of Brush Park, 10, 15 years ago versus now is one of the most transformative photos of Detroit that you can see, and it really speaks to the progress the city has made, but specifically this area, and it's very cool to be a part of that. So at Lenya, we love being a gathering place for our neighbors and for residents, but also being able to serve some visitors to the city or folks that live in the Metro Detroit area that are coming down here for sporting events and things like that. And we feel like we have the best of all of those worlds in this neighborhood, and it's something that's really special for us. And so as we think about where Detroiters want to live, I feel like there really is no better place than this. I actually live in Corktown, so speaking out of both sides of my mouth here, but I really think this is a special place where you see true walkability, vibrancy in a neighborhood, and we're excited to be a part of it, excited to welcome hopefully more neighbors to this area and more commercial neighbors as well in terms of new restaurants and activity in the city. So honored to be here, and excited and proud to be a small part of what Bedrock and the city of Detroit and so many great cross-functional collaborators have created.
As developers, we often spend years with our heads down, focused on the details, rarely pausing to appreciate what's been built. Today, as we look back on what began 8 years ago, it's clear that when design, location, and community align, something truly transformative happens. City Modern represents not just buildings, but the power of collaboration between a city, its people, and a private initiative. While construction may be complete, this is only the beginning of a new chapter for Brush Park and the vibrant community that calls it home. At this time, I'd like to welcome all of our speakers and Bedrock's representatives to join me here for the ribbon cutting. After the photos, any member of the media who would like to tour the property and model apartments, please join us at the southeast corner of Alfred and Brush Street in front of Lenya Restaurant. Guided tours will begin shortly after 3:30 p.m. And City Modern residents welcome to remain here to enjoy beverages and snacks before the start of this evening's resident event. Thank you all for being here.